Hello, Internet. Welcome to the Rainy Day Art Club. This is a podcast where we do stuff. What's my line again?
Line.
Why?
Oh,
Oh yeah. Hi. I hope I saw you guys liked the last episode. That was pretty cool. Uh,
yeah.
yeah. Oh, okay. So, do you two want to introduce yourselves?
I'm Ember. You can find me on Blue Sky at Ember SSPM. That's mostly it.
I'm Queen Raccoon. You can find me at Queen Raccoon85, just everywhere probably, except Twitter. I don't have that. If you see me there, report me for scam.
And then who are you?
Yeah,
Oh,
who the fuck
me.
are you?
I just came in here randomly. I'm the Soul Punk
Matthew.
on Blue Sky, YouTube, and Patreon. So yeah, that's me. Yeah. So I heard you two brought some artwork in for us today.
Oh,
So yeah. Who wants to share with the class?
Jade.
I saw we. Okay, I guess we're good. Just going right. Okay.
We're going right into it. We're
Sorry,
jumping right in.
I'm like half
This is
awake.
a
No
fast-paced
preamble.
episode.
Okay, here's mine. So I've been watching Invincible, like I've been telling y'all recently, and I finally
Yeah.
finished season 4. So I'm now waiting for season 5. But I remember, I won't say the character's name just in case, because I don't really know what isn't a spoiler. But during one of the final fights, I saw one of the characters do this like really big punch and this big fucking wind up, and the pose that they hit for it really just inspired me to try drawing that pose as much as I could. And I couldn't think of anyone for me to punch, so I decided to make it the subscribe button for this YouTube channel, just to make sure that you know what you should be doing, which is hitting the fucking subscribe button as hard as you can. I don't care if you break your phone or anything, just fucking do it.
Smash that subscribe
That's
button. Oh my god.
Very base.
This is
Thank
such
you.
a fun piece. Let it be known, pose work is always amazing in Jade's artwork.
Mhm.
And it's so fun to see just like they're like gearing up for a fighting stance sort of situation. Like that is
Like
just
you're in
such a fun.
fucking anime.
Yeah, it's such an iconic part of a lot of your pieces. I feel like,
Thank you.
and very much in this too. Like that, just like dynamic posing. I would
Yeah.
always find inspiration from your pieces in it.
Normally I have like a reference picture in the corner of usually like using Terry or something, but this one I was just kind of making up basically. Just like from memory kind of, and I'm
Yeah.
really proud of how it turned out.
It turned out great.
It's really cool.
Mhm.
Slap that.
Like,
Exactly.
there's a lot of like inflection points of like, especially when you're in that sort of pose of like you have like your back is like I I realize I'm doing like physical movements that don't show up on camera.
Yeah.
Just do the movements louder and then they like will appear on the mic.
Little swoosh noise.
Yeah.
But yeah, there are just like so many like little points of like creasing that you can definitely emphasize, even if it's like you look at this and it's like that doesn't look over exaggerated to the point of like this looks like wrong anatomically, but it looks a little bit like exaggerated in a great way of like this adds so much energy to the piece. This makes so much like you can feel the action of it. Like this feels mid motion, which I think is very hard to capture in a still image. So I just love it. Great
Thank
pose.
you.
With the hat too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will
Blowing
say,
in the wind.
I was really fucking lazy when it came to his signature. I couldn't find a good place to put it, so I literally just in the screenshot of the description that Ember wrote, I just found Queen Raccoon and just underlined it and called it my signature, which means technically Ember is forging my signature. So
Forge
you
your
know,
signature. How could I?
Get her.
you're
Get
going
her.
straight to jail.
I'm
But,
going
like,
right
thank
to
you.
jail.
It made it easier for me. And then I just kind of stole the art that y'all made and just put it under so it looks like there's videos under it. If you couldn't, you can't tell there's no title under it. I just forgot to add that part too.
This is what
Just
a
the blank
YouTube
video.
channel should look like.
Hell yeah.
Big old subscribe button.
Yeah.
All videos underneath. We love. Oh, so much fun.
Oh yeah, and also if you couldn't tell, I handmade the subscribe button. It doesn't actually look like that. In case you couldn't tell.
It looks so
I thought
official.
that- Official, yeah. I thought this was
Yay.
on the website. Also, yeah, for any listeners who didn't hear last episode, we now have an actual YouTube channel for this. It's the Rainy Day Art Club. And all of our individual channels will still be like collaborators on the videos, but each of these podcast episodes will be posted to this new account. So
Oh,
that's where we're at.
speaking
Go
of that,
subscribe to that if you'd like.
I'm not going to go into too much specifics, but me and Ava were having a very interesting talk. And as I was trying to show these two how to add people as a collaborator, I was filming my screen. And
God.
I forgot about the link that I sent her. So I just accidentally flashbanged everyone. I'm not going to say what it was, but
Steve Harvey.
just
Yeah, it was
very
nothing else.
not kid friendly. That was a complete accident, but yeah.
Yeah, you're welcome, Ember.
I am in hell.
Yay.
Yeah,
Happy
yeah.
here.
Hell yeah.
Nice and toasty.
Yeah, very, very
Real.
nice.
It very much does feel like you're kind of babysitting us sometimes.
Yeah.
love it. No, I have so much fun here.
Yay.
It's sad because
My sweet, beautiful, terrifying children.
it's sad because I'm closer in age to you.
Yeah. I think you might be older than me.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't remember. I've always been designated the grandma of the group growing up. So
The grandma.
I love this role. This is my comfort zone. I just want to be a sweet old lady knitting with a cat on my lap.
And Jade's the streamer of the group.
Yay.
Yeah.
The content creator of the group.
Exactly.
He's the musician.
Just whenever like I'm done at like the family dinner for Christmas, I always have to stop myself from going up to my grandma, shaking her hand, going like, make sure to don't forget to like and subscribe or some shit like that, you know. Fucking smash that like button. Turn on the notifications.
Like button.
I can genuinely see you making a content house.
Yeah. Yeah, that's actually crazy that you mentioned that. That if I think I mentioned this to one of you, if I ever became like insanely rich to where I can just buy an insanely massive house, I would literally just buy a giant fucking house where all of my family and friends could live in, and I would also reuse it to like have my content friends live there, like you two. You're more of you two are more than content friends to me, I promise. But it's like,
Transported against my will.
but like we do make content together, so it'd be like a lot
Yeah,
easier
yeah.
to like do the podcast in person, and we have like a room in the house for that, right? I don't know. Matt, I'm very over imaginative.
That sounds fun. That's fun to imagine.
This is
That
like a little
sounds
office
very
would be cool. Yeah.
Yeah, that does sound fun.
But yeah, with the art piece, one thing that I do think I should have done that I feel like would make it better is maybe add like on the right side a white outline, because since the background is like almost black, it's kind of hard to see the outline as is. So I feel like I probably should have added like a white or just bright outline just on the right side to make it a bit easier to see the silhouette.
I think that would be fun. Of like,
Yeah.
There's a lot of energy in the pose. I will say, I think that this also is very good. Of like, a lot of the action it's focused on with how bright everything is and like fades into the background. I always like that look. But I think that this still looks phenomenal regardless of any of that. Like,
Thank you.
And you have like the rim lighting and stuff on like the hand and the it's so good.
Also,
The
I like
glowing
how
subscriber button.
I'm now realizing with both the thumbnails in the bottom, except for like the little PFP in the top right or in the top left of each one, my face is like mostly being blocked out. Like my crotch is blocking out my face on the right
Oh
one,
no.
and then my face is just cropped to be just the eyes on the left one.
Glowy eyes.
And then you two are just fully visible. Hell, even Mush is more visible than I am.
Amazing. We gotta get it in here.
That's of your own volition, though.
I'm getting Mike
This
Wazowski
is
to by myself.
Self-sabotaging.
Real.
Little mushkin. Amazing.
Thank you. And yeah, when I posted this, it got us like, I think 12 more subscribers, which was really cool. So yeah, I'm really happy with that.
Hell yeah.
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 We can go back and edit the number in here.
Yeah. Alrighty.
Amazing.
And one last thing I want to say before we move on to Embers is that sometimes drawing the back of the suit because I'm so used to drawing the front is really weird.
Mm.
But I think I got it to be what
Mhm.
makes sense. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, that's
But
great.
yeah, thank you.
Yeah, like
Give
the
me a break.
coattails, and I feel like drawing a collar on the other side of it is difficult for sure.
I did just notice you have a really nice texture on the hat,
Thank you.
Yeah.
like a little pastel kind of thing going on.
Yeah, that's literally, I'm pretty sure what it's called is like the pastel brush.
Okay.
It's something that I keep
Amazing.
forgetting to do. I used to do it so much in my art, but I kept
Mhm.
forgetting to do it. So I decided, oh wait, shit, I could just do that now and then just put that texture over it. And yeah, I do really like it.
Oh, we do have the same software, so I definitely recognize a lot of the brushes.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah.
hey,
Appropriate
Hey.
brushes.
wait a minute.
I'm here. I'm like, I don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
That's fun though.
Yeah, the brush that I use for the hair and the lighting in the hat is called like, I think it's like Pixie Parasol or something. I don't fucking know. I just remember it's called Pixie something. It's in the grunge section.
Ooh, I love grunge.
Grunge section. Oh, that sounds amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No time for a grunge topic.
Yay. Alrighty. Here, I'm just gonna screech so that way in the audio recording I see a bump to make it easier to know to put Ember's picture right here. And then okay, now we
We're
move on to
leaving this
Ember's.
Hell yeah.
We're doing this in. Alrighty. Yeah, so this is the first and maybe one of, I think maybe the only piece that I've drawn of my character Luna, who I initially started drawing as a like Sona for myself because I was just like, I just don't have one of those. Like, I need to have something that I draw that's me other than just Mush, my little mushroom guy. But then I just drew the character. I'm like, I want to write more about this. So she's a dream witch and stuff, and I wrote more about that world that we can get to now or later in a different pod. But I drew the character first, with just like I loved the idea of like dream witch and like what that means, and then exploring that topic, and then building. I think it was Yorij. I gotta say his name, and I feel bad. But he suggested like, oh, like what if she's in like a city almost? I'm like, ooh, that sounds really fun. So I was like, oh, what if it's like a sort of like a forest city? And there's been more of the world that I've written from there. But because of that, of like this forest, the brush that I used for this is one that I made, but I called it Branch just because it sort of looks like all
Right.
bubbly and sharp. And then I just ended up using that for everything, and it creates this little fun like texture. It's very fun to draw with for sure. The pressure sensitivity is wild, but also it's very fun to draw like these natural shapes because of that. With these clay houses and these tree houses and like the little street lamps that are magical in the same way that I don't know. It was just very fun to do a bunch of like nighttime glowy effects. That definitely is my comfort space, especially with art.
It looks
I'm
so
just like,
nice.
thank you.
Yeah, I
That
will say
like you go first. Sir.
my child brain saw the window and immediately pattern recognition went waffle, and now I'm hungry.
Waffle.
It is very,
Glad
very
I'm a
cute though.
waffle.
But that's just where my brain went immediately.
The character looks a lot like your OC or your avatar.
Yeah, definitely, because it was supposed to be like a Sona of me. So I'm like, yeah, this character sort of looks like me, and then, well, now I want to write more about it.
If you
So
ever get
she's
added
different. But
if you ever get added into like a game, like a fighting game or something, this needs to be
yeah,
like your
this
alternate
would be
costume.
me. 100%.
Hell yeah.
This would be the me who's in
Yes.
there. Or like you said, like an alternate.
Like your
Oh.
secret twin sister.
Yeah.
Got stuck into a magical portal.
It's very fun to just like explore this like very whimsical aesthetic of like, especially with I love drawing trees. We might get into this in a different pod episode, but just like my very favorite thing to draw is like trees and wood, and I don't know why. It just really is. Especially the texturing of it is just a very fun and like meditative process that I've always enjoyed. So finding ways to make that more whimsical of like it's like a glowing purple staff, and it's like what is that from? And finding ways to have that be a part of the world of like there's magic trees and then building a story off of that is a very fun space that I've been fortunate enough to be able to explore, especially with like blue sky stuff and people being interested in all of this. I'm like, oh, I can write more. But and then just these like sort of like gnarly tree shapes that are very much like they have that sort of like a little bit in the Tim Burton direction of just like
I was gonna say.
yeah, they're like there's like sharpness and they're all weird and they're not just like creepy looking, but there's some like roundness to the strangeness and that is very fun. Oh, and then I forgot about these. I don't know if it'll show up in the video, and it barely shows up in this, honestly. There are a couple rocks in the background at that first like turn past the first house, and in the path that goes to the first house on the right there. But my sister-in-law was visiting while I was first drawing this, and she doodled a couple faces on them, and I'm like, I have to keep these in here.
Oh,
So
lovely.
they're in there a little bit. The blur effect that I put on
Oh,
sort of
I see it.
yeah, there's like two of them. I think one of them's like an angry face, and one of them's like a mustachio.
I
It
kind
might
of
be
see
left
it.
pretty well. Yeah, but that was just a little fun detail. I love little details. It's so much fun.
I love to look at the grass. Like you have like it looks like you have like your like your general like line art of the grass and blades or whatever, and then you have like I'm guessing it's like a very transparent layer on top of it
Yeah, so
of more.
I spent simply way too much time on this grass. I
There's
always
so much
do.
detail.
For how much I love to do trees and stuff, grass is like my enemy. I just don't I don't have a good process for it with the general painting style that I do. I'm trying out a bunch of stuff and I think it's fun to try to like just keep being like finicky with it until I find something that I like. But for this, it was just a bunch of layers of like adding like little flecks of grass and then like changing like color and stuff and just adding texture through, or rather adding like variation throughout it while still indicating like this is very short grass. I think that within this world and specifically within this area, the giant stump that's in the far background, I want that to I didn't make it look too much like this, but I definitely wanted that to be like miles away almost, or like maybe like a mile away, just a very far distance of just this like huge, unbelievably massive tree stump that has like magical that from that tree stump. That's where like if you see on the ground, they a little bit look like rocks, but like in the grass patches, there's the larger and like in the very foreground of the piece, these like little tree. I want these to be like tree roots of that huge tree.
Mhm.
And like from those are also where like the street lamp stem and stuff, and like that's the little magic that just sort of runs this place. But I imagine this as like being an old forest, and then once the tree stump was cut down, then the forest a little bit died off. But it's still like there's still magic everywhere, and so there's people who can live here. Um, but yeah, it was just really fun to imagine this like forest-based town that isn't with trees and leaves and like living in the trees, as in living like on the branches and stuff, but living like inside of the trees. I think it's a very very fun thing to do.
That stump looks like a giant plateau, which is really I think is really
Yeah,
cool. Like it's like
Yeah.
something you find like the desert.
yeah. I love
Also,
the idea of it being sort of. Oh, sorry.
the
um,
the lights in the foreground, like that, like little white crystal thing. My Isaac brain is popping off because it looks exactly
no.
like the clear rune item. My brain is just going like, pick that shit up and get a purse row.
Isaac.
We get a free win.
Yeah. I love drawing those. The like the little drop shape of like it's. I don't know exactly why I went with this, but I just really liked that sort of like balance of it hanging down from the street lamps. Maybe I should have made it a little bigger. That's okay. Having it be off to the side isn't in front of the path, but yeah, just like little details of like that, and this like giant tree stump that I imagine being sort of like to some people maybe it was like a religious figure to like worship around or just build spiritualism with. Like that seemed interesting, and I'll write that maybe later.
Hey, but
But
here,
then also
look,
just this is
try to tell me I'm
sorry, go
wrong.
ahead. Let's say it again.
I sent a picture of it. Try to tell me I'm wrong.
Oh my god.
Oh, let me see this.
Do you
Oh,
see
it
why my
totally
biasic
does.
brain is popping off?
Yeah, it definitely has that shape of like that
Yeah.
like water droplet,
Mhm.
but like mixed with the crystal almost. Yeah, I
Yeah.
just really like the idea of like a water droplet as like the
It's
lamp.
very magical.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, the aesthetic looks like a kind of like a storybook. You know, you kind of remember
Yeah.
from when you're little. It has very wholesome like vibe to it.
Thank you. I love the storybook aesthetic. Oh, and I had to put little motion grab keychains on the bag.
Oh my god, I just
Nice.
noticed that.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so cute. I like that.
Yeah, I could definitely talk about this character for ages, but that's probably for a different for a different episode.
We can have the Ember lore episode.
Oh, I have so much lore for all of you.
Okay, I
It's too
love that. Yeah.
much. Yeah.
I'm-
Yeah.
I'm the complete opposite. I just be drawn. That's it.
It is great. I love it. I love that we all have this like sort of variation between the three of us with that.
Mhm. I think Jade's episode would be like 15 minutes.
Unless we
Yeah.
go to concepts I haven't drawn yet, in which case I do have a lot of lore. Like, I have hinted at like a fucking villain version of my Sona. Like in the past, I do not have the skills to draw it all out yet, but I have a really interesting lore in mind for that I'm very excited to eventually turn into, like, I don't know, comic animation or something.
Yeah.
I seen some
Oh.
like you showed some of like your old comics. They looked really good, so I think that would be awesome to like
Agreed.
see that. Yeah.
Agreed. Well, I think without further ado,
Oh
can you
yeah.
want to give us oh my gosh, it's so pretty. It's so nice.
Thank you.
Oh. Anyways, please talk all about this.
I'm not sure to start. So like the last two episodes, this is from Soulstar again. uh, this is Lenvo, the main villain of Soulstar, and I usually do like digital art, but I guess for this part, I was really feeling like just using a few markers and Sharpie and stuff. So I just I made a little quick sketch, and I liked how it turned out.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah.
I will say, their hair looks, in the best way possible, like very edible. I want to take a big bite and
Oh
eat it.
yes, I do want to take a big bite of that.
Kind of like orange
Edible
gummy,
hair,
if that makes
yeah.
any sense.
Yeah.
I love it.
It was supposed to be red, but all I had was an orange marker.
Mhm.
I love it. Oh wait, this is traditional. Oh my gosh, wait. Is that right? Is this traditional?
Yeah,
Damn.
yeah. It was my note.
I thought
It was
this
my
was
notepad.
digital straight up. Oh my
No,
gosh.
it's not.
Yeah. Oh wait, this looks
I what I do for a lot of my traditional artwork is I get a colored marker and I sketch in color and then I put the Sharpie on top of it to kind of define it because
I love
I'm
that.
not I definitely got a little I've definitely have a hard time doing like traditional art now because I've been drawing on my tablet for years.
Mhm.
So I kind of have to find new ways to make it more interesting for me.
This is so cool. It's so stylized.
Thank you. And got some little stuff on the bottom.
Yeah.
I wasn't really
Yeah,
sure how to fill the
going
I
space.
like it.
I love it.
Of the spike
Oh,
ears.
man. Little teeth.
I like drawing teeth and eyes on everything. Like
Yeah.
whenever I do little sketches and
Based.
stuff. Yeah, it's it's connected to their ability to warp reality. So
Mm.
stuff like that is like a typical thing that Lenvo can make. To kind of scare the shit out of people.
I love that.
Yeah.
It looks so cool. Oh my gosh. This is such a good piece.
Thank you. Lembo's definitely my favorite character of mine that I've made out of all of them. Even Jade. No offense, Jade.
What the fuck? I mean, I guess they are my favorite character too.
Those characters so
This one's your favorite?
Yeah.
I think probably same.
Oh, really?
The one that you fused me with, right?
Oh, is that why?
Partially why.
That's right. I just think their
Okay.
design is so cool. Oh my god.
Yeah, and I think they have like their backstory is probably the one I've thought about the most and the longest, and that's the one I'm the most excited to tell out of all of them. Like this is my baby basically.
Do you want to go over that a little bit?
Okay, yeah, I can't get into much specifics because it's saved for the second part, the second season of Soulstar, if you will. But let's just say that Lenvo has been alive for a long time, and they lost someone very close to them, and because of that, they kind of gone a little haywire, you know, and they're searching for the Soul Star, which is what that skeleton thing is. It's
Uh,
basically the thing that houses that skeleton thing.
Interesting.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh my
So
gosh, that's cool.
I can't give too many spoilers, but I
Yeah,
can answer any
yeah.
questions if you have.
God,
And I'll see if there's a spoiler.
I immediately always like whenever I see this character, I look at like the chisel, like cracked porcelain effect almost.
You fucker, you
That's
stole my
just
question.
Really?
it's so cool though.
Thank you.
There's a reason we both thought of it. Of just like it is such a not only a very striking detail, but it is
Mhm.
very indicative of like there's a lot of themes that's used with of like fragility and also like corruption to an extent, and I'm not in any way to assume things about the character, but I
You're
think that
very
that's just
close.
such a good. I think that that's just such a cool detail aesthetically that
Thank
then
you.
opens the door to a lot of storytelling. So I would love to hear more about that. Sorry, Jade.
I I so I'm a big fan of Naruto, and they're not. I don't want to spoil Naruto for anyone who wants to see it, but there are certain characters that were resurrected from the dead, and when they were, instead of like your traditional zombie thing, they were kind of they looked like themselves, but they had pale skin and cracks all over them because their souls were put onto dolls basically to bring them back to life. It's a whole thing, but uh, I really liked the way the cracks looked because it wasn't like overly gross like a zombie, which I'm very squeamish, but I just found this to be more interesting. And there's supposed to be like veins that are filled with like black blood basically, but it gives the impression of cracks, like Lenvo's kind of breaking to pieces. You know, Lenvo's a zombie that kind of like is being held together by this mysterious thing I can't really say at the moment. uh,
Spoilers.
Also, Lenvo's like my version of Frankenstein. I always like
Yeah.
Frankenstein, so the veins kind of mimic Stitches, kind of, but like not to the point where like it's super obvious. Just kind of like, oh, it's a bunch of lines all over their face, but that's kind of the reason why I liked it. You know, like I kind of wanted to make Lenvo my Frankenstein.
I love
Nice.
that. I love that as like the dichotomy versus like because you have it is veins, so it is just like life force, or in some regard is indicative of that. And then
Mhm.
both looks like cracks, which are like this thing is breaking apart, but then the stitches, which is like this is what holds it together. That's just such an interesting. Oh my gosh, I love it.
I
I
have one question.
Mhm.
I think I remember you mentioning this character. Are they? I think you mentioned them being a dude, right?
um I'm having some trouble. Okay, so Lenvo was initially designed to be like just a very like I guess ambiguous looking man, but I have ever since I transitioned, I kind of been uh considering like changing some things, but I think I'm going to have that change be present in the story, kind of like a transition that goes over
Mm.
the course of the story, like a story arc kind of,
Okay.
because I think I'm just saying they for now because I'm still trying to figure it out,
Mhm.
but like uh it's definitely something I kind of started to write into their character, kind of like they have the ability to change how they look, and they have this ability to be who they want to be, but there's a lot of things that's like still holding them back, and they still don't know who they are because the person they lost was all that they were. You know, that was kind of like the only thing that Lenvo really cared about was this person, and because of that, uh, well, their whole identity is kind of gone now. You know, so the whole point of the story is kind of finding that humanity again, and kind of seeing like kind of exploring who Lenvo actually is. You know, without all the grief, if that makes sense.
That's
The
so
reason-
good.
The reason why I asked is because if they were like a dude, I was going to submit them for Tumblr Sexy Man 2026 or something. Because I felt like they would win, guaranteed.
Yeah, yeah. A lot of people said that to me on Blue Sky.
God damn it, I can't even think of an original joke. God damn it. Ember steals my vein sing, then Blue Sky steals my fucking.
I might start it more like
Mm.
where they appear more masculine, and then it
Mm.
kind of shifts over the course of the story to fit more like how they actually feel. Because
we
they
love,
they,
we love
they can
a
look
transition story.
however the hell they want.
Yeah.
Really do.
Oh, I love that so much.
Yeah. Dang, all your questions got stolen, Jade.
Yeah, here, let's just reset. All right. Hello and welcome to the Rainy Day Art Club.
Hello!
My name is Quebec.
Hello, Internet. Welcome to Game Theory.
Goofy Libby.
Is there any questions before we finish up this segment?
I love the way that the background is of just like you still are carrying that motif of like the cracks and stitches, like that line work
Mhm.
style. It's a little bit more fluid just within the background, which I think creates a good contrast between like the sharper lines of it as they're on their face and across them. And then I think that it just also looks sort of like a magical sort of aura emanating from them. Oh my gosh, this is just so cool. Like this is, if you all
Real.
want a good lesson in character composition and portrait composition, look at this. This is amazing.
Exactly.
I definitely, a lot of it was me kind of scribbling and kind of letting my like being impulsive. So I guess that's definitely something a lot of people should like kind of think about. Like I think don't try to be super neat. Just do whatever like comes to you. And it sometimes looks like crap, but sometimes like I get something like this. So I think it's good to try. You know, just kind of don't think too much about it and just kind of have fun with your stuff.
Yeah, that's so cool. I just think that's so cool.
And
Just be random.
if you're scared thinking that like it might turn out bad, remember, you've seen the three of us post like really cool art, but all three of us have really dog shit art that we just either don't post or sometimes
in
post to
there.
make fun of ourselves. We all make bad art sometimes. It's
Oh,
just
it's in
it's
there.
gonna
Yeah.
happen, and then you learn from that, and then you be goated, and it's awesome.
Absolutely.
Right.
Most of my sketchbooks are filled with shit.
And now to prove it, let's all say each other's worst piece of art. Let's all be as mean
Okay,
as
I
we
got
can.
four. But so when speaking of gender though,
Speaking
nice
of
segue.
gender,
Nice segue. Yeah,
we love
yeah.
a good segue.
Yeah. So thanks, Jade. You really gave me that idea.
You're welcome. I'm the goated. Okay, never mind. I actually take back what we said about resetting the episode.
Yeah. So
We're back
you
on
know,
track.
kind of a
Yeah.
little bit
Back on the
touched
radar.
on it, I guess. You know, with Lenvo,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
I think Ember had a little topic
I
that
love
yeah.
to talk about gender. It is such an interesting topic, and there is so much individuality to explore with it. It is very much so just for everyone at home, uh, going over the idea of gender. I think that there are a lot of lacks of clarity or just misconceptions about what it is we're talking about. And I think this opens the door for a larger discussion about it. But gender is usually just like the expression of how you wish to be in the world, whether that's through femininity, masculinity, androgyny, any other, like, it doesn't have to be just through that. It can be, a lot of it is just rooted in self-expression versus like biological sex, which is just a separate thing.
Mhm.
And even there's a lot of lack of clarity in that regard too. But gender itself is very much an individual expression of self.
I feel so stupid When you were saying femininity, masculinity, my dumbass was trying to find a gender neutral term for that, but then you said, I think it's like androgyn.
Androgyny.
I dead ass was about to say non-binarity.
That does also.
I'm so smart.
Hey, that segues into Jade's here to set up for all the segues.
Yay.
That also sets up into an interesting discussion about like a lot of people's first introduction into just thinking about gender more than just male and female, which is hearing about people who are non-binary. What does that mean? There's often a regard for it as like that's the third gender, which it very much isn't that. It is the description of self of like I don't really feel like that or that. Non-binary, right? It's not one of two options, being male and female.
It's its own like thing.
Right. It's like non-binary doesn't just mean one thing, and it doesn't just mean like someone who uses they them or someone who's androgynous. Like it can encapsulate a lot of things. Some people who are non-binary identify as trans. Some people who are non-binary do not. Like that all is very true. Personally, I sort of identify with being a trans woman, but also I more identify with being non-binary. I still also use she, her pronouns. Like that is preferable to me. I like femininity, but also being a woman doesn't. The world of what all of that means, at least in how I've interpreted it in observing society and talking with people, I'm like, that's not quite it for me. Like, and also, for example, just adding on top of that, Luna, who was the character from my art in this episode, is also she, her non-binary. And also, I mean, part of that is I am not fully certain of how to describe myself, and that's okay. There's no rush to find out who you are and to explore your identity, and there's always room for change if you want that. If you're like, this doesn't feel quite right, but also other things don't feel quite right, try something out. Like that's okay. It doesn't have you don't have to have all the answers, especially in that regard. Even if sometimes it might feel like what am I? Who am I? Yeah, I think and I think just in terms of like discussions too, it is very much a good discussion to bring up, and it's just very fun at the very least for how I've experienced it of like being in a lot of queer spaces, especially recently. It just is very fun to hear people's different experiences of like how they express their gender, what ideas they have that are like this doesn't have to be this way. For me, I have a lot of like I don't have a very solid grasp on like anything being gendered really, which is a tough one, and I'm still navigating what that even looks like. But also, I mean, that's a part of the fun of it. That's a part of the process. That's a part of the significance and the meaning of all of it is discovering what you want and what feels right for you.
For me personally, it's very simple. I'll just be going around my day, and I'll look down and see tits, and I start drooling. It's very simple.
Hell yeah.
They have grown, like, actually, a lot. I wasn't expecting to really get many, but, like, I now have, like, a full-on, like, handful. It's getting to the point where it's like, I can hide my hand under them and have it be a blind spot for my hands. Like, I literally cannot see my hand right now.
I thought you guys said you could hide like a secret gun there.
That'd
just
be
like
hype.
pull it out.
Real.
Little compartment.
Yeah.
Also, speaking of tits, I will say, you know
oh
how
god. Nice segue.
you know how on my Sona I have like mouths instead of tits, right? Like there, like I've shown that a bit.
Yeah,
The original reason, like the original thing that inspired that was actually an idea. You know how like when trans men get top surgery, or just anyone gets top surgery, but it's most common with trans men, how they will have like a scar directly under like their chest, right? The scars there, I was thinking like they should really tattoo that to look like mouths. And then the idea of mouths on chest
my
got me
God.
to the point of like, you know what? I'm gonna steal my own idea from you, and I'm gonna put it onto my Sona and have mouth boobs. And I don't know. If you're a trans man and you have the scars, do that, please. It'd be so cool.
It's so based.
Yeah, unless tattoo ink and scar is bad, but I don't know.
I'm not
It might
very
hurt.
No, I think it's It's probably a little sensitive to tattoo over scars, but also maybe not. I think that's. I don't know much about tattoos, honestly. So.
If you're used to getting tattoos, it probably wouldn't be that bad. Or if you're like
Yeah.
more like inclined, like, oh, I can handle this.
Mm.
But so like I guess
Yeah, I think.
our gender journeys.
Yeah. Yeah.
Gender
Would you
is
like
the
to start
powerhouse
us
of the
off?
cell.
Yeah.
Well,
Gender is the powerhouse of the cell.
Again, for me,
yeah,
is
Would you like to start us off? Or
uh,
either of us? Any of
Jake,
us? All of the above.
I just started going without thinking. I'll be real.
Yeah, go for it. Go for it. Go for it.
For me,
I'm
again,
think
it's
about
Go
it.
for it.
it's very simple. I met one of my besties on VR chat. Yo, shout out to Angel. Hello, hi, hello. And they are gender fluid. And I was like, I was always too scared to go straight to being a woman. So I was like, wait, shit, that's kind
Same.
of cool. Let me match you and we could be gender fluid together. And then it got to the point where I would be like a woman 6 times out of the week, but then a man 1 day out of the week just because I felt like I had to. And I was like, wait, woman. Now I have tits. It's that simple for me, honestly.
Mine's honestly, it's very similar. I guess I always felt like something was off. Uh, obviously, I never really felt like I enjoyed how I looked that much, and only until 2020 I started to think about it. Uh, and like you, Jade, I kind of was scared to full on be a woman, so I was like, oh, I'm gender fluid, and then all that meant was I just still like dressed up like the way I wanted to dress in private, and then I just didn't really put a label on it because I was too scared to. Um, and I guess I had friends at the time who definitely helped me and definitely said, hey, this is an option. You can you can be a woman if you wanted, you know.
Yeah.
And I think because I was in a very I grew up in a place that the people like in the school and all that no one talked about it, so I didn't know that existed
Mm.
until I was like already like
Fair enough, yeah.
out of high school. So
Mhm.
uh I guess the last couple of years I kind of been figuring out how to go about this and kind of learning from the people who are around me and who support me. And I finally get to do HRT, so that was cool. And I
Nice.
think I'm
Yeah.
getting to a place that I look the way I want to look. Obviously some of that insecurity is still there, but I definitely try to work through it. And I'm happy. I'm at a point where like my family knows about it. I'm not just hiding it because that felt really bad.
Yeah. And one quick advice for trans women before I forget. If you have the problem of you shave your face, but there's still a bit of gray and it pisses you off, one tip, don't shave it. Get tweezers and pluck it. It takes a while, it hurts like a bitch, but it's so much better than shaving. Plus, it makes it so the hair growing back is a lot weaker, and then it doesn't grow back as sick. So the first time you do it, it will hurt like a bitch, but then when it will grow slower and thinner. So then when it goes back, it'll be even easier than the last time you did it. Plus, it's like a lot less gray and no stubble, basically. Highly recommend it.
Yeah, that's actually a very good like tip. If like if you are scared of the pain, another thing you could do would be like getting in like an orange color corrector. Because
Yeah.
I'm a bit of a bitch when it comes to tweezing. That shit's scary. Uh, so if you're cool with that, I definitely can. But if you like are a little more sensitive, just there's color correctors by like I think NYX or stuff like that, and the orange kind of like balances out the grayish blue, and then you can put like your stuff on top of it, and it kind of hides it a lot better. That's at least how I go about it. Or
Yeah.
I guess if you have the money, you could electrosis. I think is
Yeah,
what it's called.
laser.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the goal. That's the only
Mhm.
surgery I ever want.
If tweezers are too much for you, I would love to see a reaction to a fucking epilator. That thing is a medieval torture device used for just being, I don't know, the fucking hairless, I guess. I showed you that,
What's
right?
an what's an epilator?
Basically, it's like a handful, like a handheld device. Mine that I have, you can switch the tip between being a shaver or like a epilator. But basically, what an epilator is it's a basically, you know how like there are some like amusement parks or like, okay, you know how like sometimes it'll be like a log that spins and the goal is to stand on top of it and like not fall off or something, right? Like in Mario
Yeah.
Party or some shit. Imagine that, but it's filled with a bunch of mini tweezers all around it that will spin rapidly with a flashlight to make sure you can see everything. And when the tweezers are at the top, they open and then close, and then stay closed until they get to the bottom and then open. So basically, it rapid fire like auto tweezes, and you're supposed to
Shit.
basically shave, then let it grow a tiny bit, and then epilate on your leg, and then let it just rip out all of the fucking hair. It is so painful, but it works.
But it worked.
I've been trying to grow the balls to actually full on epilate my legs, but like there's this one bit on my legs that I epilated last year, and it's still hairless.
Are you serious?
I don't know if I don't know if I killed it or something, or if I fucked up my leg somehow. But there are some spots that are still slightly hairless. So it's
Worth
like,
it.
If you can handle the pain, which I might just maybe, I don't know, fucking overdose on painkillers or something. Don't do
Oh,
that.
no.
Uh,
Don't
but
do that.
it might be worth it. I don't know. I want to try it eventually. But holy shit, it is painful. But
That does sound like a
Yeah.
medieval torture machine.
Yeah. I will say,
Yeah.
like, HRT, for me at least, when I shave my arms, like, they take, like, a longer to grow back, which definitely, like, the only thing, it sucks that the only thing that doesn't change is the fucking face, and it makes me so mad.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I want to, like, go away forever.
Same.
I will say, this is an important part of this discussion as well. I mean, if it is something where you're like, I just prefer my body without hair, that is great, and you can find ways to do that.
Mhm.
I also think that it is very important to acknowledge, like, you also don't have to. Like, it's
Yeah.
okay to outright say, like, it's okay to be a woman with a beard. It's true. Like,
Yeah.
that much is very true. And if
Yeah.
there's stubble and you're like, this is annoying, but also you're like, well, that sounds too painful, that's okay. Or a good amount of that. Like, you don't have to just do this just because you see a lot of other people do it or talk about it. Definitely is very much to you. What do you want? People shouldn't tell you how to make your body the way that they think it should be.
Exactly.
But also, I mean, there's a lot of good
So-
advice for stuff of like, well, I'm trying to fix this thing that I do not want to have here. And then having people who've gone through that same thing be like, oh, here's a good a tip for that.
As long as you're happy with
Yeah.
yourself, it matters.
Exactly. Do what you want for yourself. You're
Yeah.
you're the one living in your own body. It should be
Yeah.
yours.
I'll say it is kind of funny how I'm like whenever I do fully like pluck and like make sure that everything is all good, I do basically pass like pretty damn well. The only problem is that I have a Adam's apple that's literally just basically a big giant red circle with red arrows pointing at it, saying like they have a penis, and it's a little annoying, but also really funny because if a dude ever hits on me, I just look up and then they shut up.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's so big.
I've been lucky where mine's really small, where I can't, like, I don't really notice it. So
I'm
that
playing with
helps.
mine right now.
What was that?
I'm playing with mine right now.
Oh god. I know there was like a trick you kind of
For
like
real.
pushed it. You pushed the Adam's apple and swallow it or something for the
I'm
voice
not-
to change. But
What?
that
don't
stuff
do that.
scared me.
No.
do it,
Don't
do it.
Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that.
No.
That's bad
You
advice.
That sounds like the
I'm just saying.
fucking like TikTok fucking put a penny in the outlet challenge. I'm not doing that shit.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, I was gonna, like, don't do that because that sounded really like uncomfortable. Like I was too scared to even try it. Like that sounds fucked up. But
You will damage your voice if you do that. Do not do
yeah,
that.
just learn how to voice train through YouTube. Make sure the methods are cool. But yeah, I guess for me, I like to say I pass. But I think it's
think
just
you
when
do,
I
yeah.
talk. Yeah, thank you. When I talk though, it definitely, I can see it in people's eyes. They're like, "Oh shit."
For anyone, for anyone who's not 100% sure what is meant by saying like pass, that's just meaning that you are perceived as, or generally perceived as, the gender or the expression that you're going for. It doesn't have to
Yeah.
be like people think you're a girl, people think you're a boy. Like it's exactly what you want it to be, if that is being perceived. And I mean, like, there's leeway within that of like people will, especially when we're in the depth of like not just man or woman, which is okay, but getting more in depth with like that complex identity, it is sometimes harder to express that, but also that's okay. You don't have to pass to be valid, but if you do, that's fine.
Yeah. As long as you're happy.
Exactly. Be yourself. I think that's I think
Yeah.
at the heart of the theme. I say theme like it's a story. At the heart of what gender expression is, it is about being yourself, finding ways to express the way that you want to live and the way that you see yourself and your identity, what that looks like to you, and being able to express that to the world is nice. And also, I mean, you don't have to express it out to the world. It can be internal. There's a lot of that. And that's okay. Like, and it also doesn't have to just be one thing. Some people experience multiple genders at once. Some people experience a fluctuation between genders, or are unsure at some times, but very sure at some times, or unsure all the time. Like, there is no right or wrong answer. There is no like yes or no with all of this, even though that is sort of what we're brought up to believe of like,
Mhm.
well, we have to sway, and if you're this, then you like this, and if you're this, then you like this. Like that all is completely, and we don't need to buy into it. Be yourself, enjoy what you want, do
Yeah.
it as long as it doesn't hurt people, of course.
Be
Also,
yourself
all
unless
that.
you're
But
Adolf
yeah.
Hitler.
But
What? Be yourself
I
unless you're
was.
Hitler.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was just gonna say gender roles are bullshit used to make you buy stuff.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, there's no difference between blue razors and pink razors except they cost like
Yeah.
$3 more.
True.
That's wild.
There's that
Why?
makeup. There's
That's
that makeup for men
absurd.
called war paint.
Hell yeah.
I mean, it does sound cooler than makeup, but I don't know.
I love smelling like ball sweat and soccer balls. Oh, hell yeah.
We are off the rails.
Yeah. Okay,
Getting
hold on.
back onto the
I know
rails.
this is like a common conversation topic, but I think it's so stupid the way that men's and women's like body spray is like, or whatever you call it, I don't know,
Yeah, that's what I'm talking
is named.
about.
Yeah, I was saying like, yeah, it's just so stupid. It's like iron steel, or it's like a husky
Wet
wolf,
oak.
wet man,
Yes.
salt man.
Yeah, okay, do you want to smell like
Uh,
flowers and cherry blossoms, or do you want to smell like slightly racist old man? Choose one now. We have both in a can.
Zero accountability is the best scent there is.
I think also a very important part of this discussion is for people who maybe don't internally relate to this of like, I don't necessarily, or are very confident in their gender of like, yeah, I'm just a guy, or like, oh, I'm just a woman, or rather someone who has very solidly determined like, this is how I feel, and they're in that headspace of knowing who they are, which is wonderful, and we love that. I think it's also very important to acknowledge to people who want to be allies to people, especially those who are discovering themselves, of like, what are good ways to do that? What are good ways to allow room for expression for people? And a lot of that, I think, comes in like observing the mannerisms of ourselves and like how we generally go about the world, how we generally go about like discussing things and talking and all of it. A lot of it, I think, it comes down to language. I mean, that's too big of a discussion is about pronouns and stuff, and people get head over heels, or not head over heels. People that definitely get riled up because of that. But I think it's also very important to have that level of respect for people of just like, especially, I mean, even if people are very unsure of where they're at with that, allowing them to explore that and being like, let's try this out. How does this sound? Oh, actually, I don't really like being called they them, or oh, I don't really like being called he him, and allowing people to giving them the patience to explore themselves and who they want to be, who they feel like they are, what they resonate with. That much is just as important as anything. And especially with younger people growing up in a space where it's like, not only do I just not know who I am in gender regard, but like, I don't know who I am in like any regard yet. Like, I'm still figuring that out. Like, having support and giving them the patience and the kindness to be themselves, trying like overly gendered language when talking to them, like stuff like that it can really go a long way. And just having very open discussions about this type of thing, of like having that openness, having like not casting judgment on like, oh, you're this, so therefore that, or like, oh, you want to be a woman, then you better be prepared for this. Like that type of thing can often steer people off of the path of finding out who they want to be, versus like just thinking about how do I have to fit into this.
I get
this
told that
is
shit all the time.
Yeah, it's upsetting.
Like, you want to be a woman, then you have to act this way or this way. I was like, I don't care. I'm just me. It shouldn't matter.
And that's what matters the most, is being you.
I will say, when you said something about language, I hate my brain so much. I just immediately,
Oh my god.
I immediately thought like, yeah, you either speak Italian or you speak normal. And then for the past like minute, I was just shitting on Italians in my brain.
Hey, they
For
make
the
good food.
record, we love it. We love Italian people. We love people of all denominations, regardless.
I love tiramisu. I love tiramisu. 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 Sorry, I can say it. I can say it. That was a joke. It was just a joke. I can say it.
Best dessert. We will talk about this eventually, but oh my gosh, it's the best dessert.
Speaking
Coffee
of
and
gender,
cake
what's your favorite
chocolate.
dessert?
Really?
I identify with tiramisu.
Shit, I'm trying to think of my favorite snack now. Fuck.
Okay, my favorite So my favorite dessert is
You're doing great.
Hold up, my favorite dessert is gender. That was the joke, but I fucked it up.
Yeah, there we go.
Yes.
It's so sweet.
Drinking the gender fluid. Let's fucking go.
The gender fluid. Amazing.
They just put you in a blender. All that gender fluid.
For real.
Amazing. Well,
Hold on.
Okay.
How much time do we got?
You
say one
you
thing.
got one?
Yeah. Okay, hold on. How do you feel about like?
Got this.
I guess like quote like I wouldn't say like it like I a lot of trans women make like certain types of music. What do you think of that kind of music? Like the hyper pop stuff?
Like
Yeah, it's fine.
Vocaloid?
I
Yeah,
have no real opinions on it, honestly.
I have a slight problem. I just feel like we should make more variety music. I think there could be more. I think let's do some rock, man. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Hey, if you want to find some great rock and roll
Oh, I was even
by
thinking
a
of
trans
that.
woman, then head over to The Soul Punk on Blue Sky and YouTube and
Yeah.
Patreon. And speak
Also, I
Spanish.
don't want to put down any of them. I do like the music.
Oh, of course.
I do like. Yeah.
People can make whatever they want. I think it's great.
Yeah. Anyway.
I think that transitions
Transition, huh?
Okay, for real, before
Two.
recording, every time you said transition, because we were talking about trans stuff today, I just actually like pogged without thinking, even though you couldn't fucking see it.
I had to get it. I had to like build it into our minds for this episode.
Yeah. Every time you
Like,
say it, I
you
was going,
gotta be in the right headspace.
I just see like the pogging Isaac every time you say that.
exactly, yeah, that was literally just me every single time.
That's hilarious.
Alrighty.
Transgender.
Without
Okay.
further ado,
Yay.
transgender. We love
Transgender.
Self-expression. Be yourself.
My favorite drink.
For real.
Where can people find you? Both.
In their
Soul
walls.
Punk on what?
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 I heard that.
Where are we?
I heard balls. That's all I heard.
No, I said walls. I said in their walls.
Oh, I thought I heard balls. Like what?
Yeah, no, I'm actually not born yet. I'm just a sperm. I'm just like swimming around your balls right now. Let me out.
Isaac reference. Anyway, Soulpunk on Patreon, Blue Sky, and YouTube.
I'm Queen Raccoon on Blue Sky, YouTube, and Twitch. Go follow me, you fucker.
Also, watch the stream.
And I'm
Oh yeah.
Yes,
right.
watch the stream. That's
Because-
after this, but this is on Friday actually.
Well,
so
actually,
Well, still,
watch it on Mondays and
watch the
Wednesdays.
VOD. Watch the VOD.
yes, but also
But-
right now, as this premiere is happening, shout out if you're watching the premiere. Fuck you, I don't know. I am currently
we love
streaming Subnautica 2 because that comes out on Thursday. So I'm gonna be
Oh,
streaming Thursday and Friday.
yes.
So right now, I am streaming Subnautica 2. Come watch me, please, 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 please.
Yeah. Amazing. And then you can find me at Ember SSBM on Blue Sky. YouTube. I haven't posted anything on it, but if you're curious, might as well. Oh, and I have a Ko-Fi as well. That's in my Blue Sky description. If you would like to donate, but you don't have to. Please don't if you don't have money.
I'm sorry, I
Fair
just
organization.
immediately saw the fucking Joker image with the bisexual flag saying, "Bye, how curious."
the Woker.
What a perfect segue into the end.
Hey, hold up. Did you know Charles E. Segway died on a Segway?
What the fuck?
That's so sad and an amazing conclusion.
Yeah, the club's
it
over.
would have to happen that way. Get out of club.
The fuck out. Club's over.
They're kicking us out of the
The club is
school
adjourned.
School closed
Club-
like 30 minutes.
Bye
ago.
bye.
Bye.
The bell doesn't.
Bye. How curious.
The bell doesn't let you out. I do. I'm gonna stop recording right now.
Bye.